All right, what's good, everybody? It's been a minute since I made a YouTube video, but we are back. I'm actually gonna go over the price action for this week and go over all the potential trades that I would have taken. The reason why I didn't take these trades is because I'm on spring break and I went to Vegas for a little bit, so I definitely missed this week's trades. And there was a pretty decent amount of good setups out there, so let's get into it. So starting off the week on Monday, we have this expansion day that pushed up around, let's see, friggin' 800 points in this one candle mover here. If you see something like this, it's best to just get off the chart. There really wasn't anything that I found interesting to take when market opened. We kind of just, as you can see, just consolidated for the whole day. At this point, I would get off. So we're just going to move on to the next day, which is Tuesday. And I believe on Tuesday there was actually a really nice setup to the downside that you could have taken. Let's see, 7. All right. So let's go over this. As you can see, we're trending lower. Right about here is where we actually had our sweep of liquidity, and the trade of the day was actually towards this low right over here. This little low right here. All right, so if we start off on the 4-hour, you can see we have this nice 4-hour intermediate low within this big gap that we made. Same thing with the 1-hour. If we go down to the 15-minute, price is obviously trending lower, so we want to see shorts to take out this intermediate low. From there, we can move higher. As you can see, initially we inversed this fair value gap to the upside on the 4-hour, but we also inversed this new fair value gap to the downside. So bearish price structure. So yeah, we want to see this intermediate low get taken out. And if we go down to the 1 minute, let's reset this chart here. Market opens. We have a nice manipulation of these highs right here. And we actually tap into, I believe, a 15-minute fair value gap, which is right over here. And immediately we reject off that. We get some nice displacement on, I believe, right here. Right here is where I would have entered. If you go on the 2-minute, there will be a 2-minute inverse on this candle. Entry over here. We can play a tighter stop on this. I'd probably put it somewhere right here and target a 1-to-1. So that's my 1-to-1. That's the draw. We go break even at those lows. And I believe we also had an SMT. Yes, we had an SMT right over here, adding even more confluence for this trade. But yeah, and this one played out to perfection. Boom. So that was Tuesday's trade. That was I give it an A- setup just because we also, I believe we had an SMT at the lows at that point in time. So we're targeting a little bit higher resistance, but not bad. We also have low resistance on the lower time frame. So overall, great trade. All right, now let's go on to Wednesday. Wednesday, I believe we had a good setup as well. Let's see, what time is this? 6. All right, so just go to market open. All right, so what do we see on the higher time frame? It's a little choppy. As you can see, we're in this range again. We have previous day high right here that we could target. We also have previous day low all the way down here with some stack lows. We can look to target. But, you know, if anything, this is kind of a bullish price structure, but like it's just not looking the best. Good thing is though, we have these stacked session lows, which is a good point of liquidity. We just swept out London high on the 15 minutes, so we're just going to want to see what price wants to do in the first few minutes of open, which is actually all the way over here. Okay, so we manipulate to the upside, we take out those liquidity points, and we do have a little bit of displacement here, but personally I would not want to take a trade like this, especially since we have these highs up here. We have previous day high. Even though this is a little bit higher resistance, we do have this high right here. However, we are displacing from a 15-minute gap. Yeah, but personally I would fade this trade, but it is a trade to take. Right here, I already passed it a little bit, but right here is also another decent setup. It's not terrible, but me personally, I like to wait for 5-minute cons, and we didn't get that here, but we did sweep out a little bit of liquidity and we displaced heavy. That is a trade you can take. Unfortunately, you get stopped out break even, which is why I like to wait for 5-minute cons. This is a better setup to take. On the 5-minute, we tap into this fair value gap right here, sweep out more liquidity, and all we want to see is some displacing candles, but I don't believe we get that, and I believe we run higher. So yeah, that was Wednesday. Not much else. I believe we just chopped, but yeah, this is what I would have looked for. That's why I like to take higher time frame continuations and not off the 1, 2, or 3 minute. But yeah, if we had displaced a little bit more, that would have been a great setup because we have these session stack lows. Okay, then let's go to Thursday. All right, is this two more? Okay, Thursday, I believe there was a setup. I forget. I don't even remember. I guess we'll look through it now, but yeah, higher time frame. We have this nice intermediate low that we took out on the 4-hour daily. We're looking a little more bearish, but we'll see what price wants to do at market open. To start off, we have session highs that have not been swept yet, that we could target to the upside if that's what we want to do. Let's see what market open does. Okay, we go lower. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. This is a trade that it's a higher probability setup, right? So as you can see, on the higher time frame, right, we swept out this intermediate low. We're in a discount. Although we are trending to the downside, there are still opportunities for longs, and depending on your discretion, this is a decent trade to take. Market opens, we sweep out these lows, right? We're in a higher time frame for value gap, obviously, on the higher time frame. We have decent amounts of LR to be filled. I'm not too sure if there's a news candle at this point, but I think that got filled. But we also have an SMT. Whoops. We have an SMT with ES that might take price higher. So all we're looking for is a confirmation on the lower time frame, such as the inverse for value gap. I guess we don't have one in this case. Okay, well, the 4-minute isn't loading, but you get the gist, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We have a SMT right here. Boom. We can enter right here. This is more of a discretionary play and target the previous day highs here. This is a setup to take. Personally, I really wouldn't take it. It's not a terrible setup, but I don't know. It just doesn't scream out to me, so I personally would probably fade this. We want to see more setups like we saw on Tuesday, which are very clean. But this is a setup to take. You would go break even at these internal lows right here, and EAS already took it, so it would actually be break even already. But yeah, we would have gotten break even right there. But not a terrible trade to take. Definitely an eval play. You could have also targeted this 30-minute right here and got a 1-to-1 basically that would have hit instead of holding to session highs. That would actually be a better play in my opinion if you were to take this. But yeah, so that was Thursday. I believe we kind of just consolidated after that, but yeah, not a terrible trade to take. All right, now if we go to today's price action, okay, right over here, boom. Yeah, sorry if there's a little bit of dead space in this video. I don't have my FX replay membership, so I just gotta skip through it slowly. But today's Friday. Any plays I see, well, I see this 1 hour unfilled that we can look for longs, but remember, you got to think about the higher time frame. What are we doing on the higher time frame? Well, it's kind of hard to see on this pair, but if I go to NQ, let's go to NQ real quick. You can see that we have this weekly low that we're trending to. Actually, why is it not showing on here? Anyways, we're in this downtrend, right? And we have lower targets down here that we want to take out. So we really don't want to see any longs right now. Oh, here, this is better. So weekly, we have these lows that we're trending to. And if you play out a couple, boom, this is where we're at right now. Obviously, since it's post-market, we already swept out those lows, but I believe it's somewhere over here. Anyways, we're in a downtrend. We don't want to be longing towards anything. We want to be shorting. So what do? Market opens. This is our target, I believe. Market opens. We manipulate higher, and we tap into this 15-minute. I think no, maybe it was a 5-minute. Yeah, this 5-minute gap right here. I'll mark this out for you guys. But this 5-minute intermediate gap, we manipulate, sweep out this accumulated liquidity, and we get a nice displacement candle right here. You can enter off of this and target the lows. Something like that for a 1 to 3. Yeah, so we inverse this 1 minute. This is a beautiful setup. Not much to say about that. Straight to TP. And those were the trades for this week. We had 2 really good trades, this one and Tuesday's one, and we had a decent one on what was it, yesterday, Thursday. So pretty good week. It's unfortunate that I missed it, but honestly, there's just times where you're gonna need to take breaks from trading and have like a mental reset, and I feel like that's much more important than taking these really nice setups, because anybody can take really nice setups, but once you get kind of overwhelmed with the risk management in trading, like it really will get to your psyche and you really will start taking shitty setups, and that's not what I want to do. So I took the week off with spring break, went to Vegas, lost a little bit of money, but we're going to be back next week to make it all back, hopefully. As long as you stick to your plan, this game of probability will write itself, you know what I mean? As long as you have a profitable strategy, you have a profitable mindset, once you combine those two, you're going to be a very dangerous person in this space. But yeah, I just wanted to make this short little video to give a update and start posting on YouTube again for these trade recaps, because from your guys' comments, I could tell that it helps a little bit to understand the thought process that goes on when I trade. But yeah, like I said again, I will be posting more YouTube content. You can click the Discord link in the description below. Join my free Discord. I give not signals, but I'll do free live trading every day, get my market analysis, and you'll kind of get all that good stuff for free. Follow my Instagram as well to see more videos on this and keep up with the current trends in the market and whatnot. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video. It really means a lot to me. But I hope to see you guys soon. Have a good one.